Make sure. Let me see. My mind state for like the crime in the summertime, higher than average. Okay, we are live. What's up, Derpy? Not yet. I know I've been. He said this man, and I know I've been gone for a while. I almost forgot to go live today too. I thought I'm going live at 5 o'clock. I was like, I was chilling because today I was chilling. I was chilling. I had nothing to do today. I was just chilling. I was relaxing. I was driving. I was cruising, listening to music, everything. And I was like, "This is what we be doing." I scrolled down, and I was like, "Wait, I'm supposed to be live." I haven't been live since the Steelers lost. Yes, he said been disappeared for months. Yeah, I haven't been live since the Steelers lost. And now I made videos, of course, like that, but it's different, live and the videos are different. But I'm gonna try to at least do one live a week. Try to do at least every Thursday night, and maybe sometimes 2 times. It depends too as well, because I can do probably Saturday as well. But I'm gonna try to do some lives a week. I'm going to the draft. It's gonna be heck. Yeah, the draft gonna be crazy. The draft gonna be real crazy. I'm definitely gonna be there. I'm gonna be there in the draft, but it's gonna be crazy. I got my plane tickets and stuff. The draft gonna be very crazy. I'm not trying to see how to get a ticket though. I signed up for the thing, the little NFL pass thing. We can get your ticket. I signed up for that, so I'm gonna see that they send a ticket to us or not. You can get a draft ticket. I think draft is free, but like some ticket to get in there or something. We'll see, but it's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna try to live stream. I'm gonna be doing an in real life live stream, my first one ever. Live streaming. I'm gonna probably live stream around when they get to like pick 15 or something. The Steelers I think got the 21st pick, so I'm waiting to get like pick 15. Start talking about stuff, live streaming around. I'm gonna be vlogging too the whole time. I'm gonna be going live all those days I'm down there trying to get a lot of content. So it should be very fun. But you guys watching this video after? I'm gonna try to have the timestamps up. So if you ever see me do this, that means I'm trying to tell myself that's when the topic ends. I'm going to the next topic. So I can add the timestamps after the video for people who watch after, so they can just go through the content that they want to see. Now, let's break down some stuff. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about. Let's see, actually, what should we talk about first? We could start off with Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers has been a topic at hand for the past forever. Like that, Aaron Rodgers, as you guys know, Steelers are still trying to find a solidified quarterback piece. But right now, Aaron Rodgers is our guy. Aaron Rodgers is going to be our guy for a good amount of time. I think he got another year left in him for sure. Maybe 2 years, you never know. But I know at least 1 year left in him for sure. He'll probably look it out a little bit, but we'll probably see a decision made before the free agency opens. And, free agency, we got to make a lot of decisions in free agency. Because we have Kenneth Gainwell, who's going to be a free agent. We have also, who else? It's Kenneth Gainwell, Sunday Samuel Jr., James Pierre, Kyle Duggar. There's a lot of different names the Steelers have in free agency, so we got to see who we want to keep. Now, in my opinion, Kenneth Gainwell, you bring him back. But if you don't bring him back, and if somebody else seems to outbid you for him, it's guys like Breece Hall, it's guys like who the Super Bowl MVP, Kenneth Walker, it's guys like that still available in free agency, and it's also in the draft. You can find a lot of different guys too. But I think Kenneth Gainwell will stay with his team because he made him team MVP, did a very good job. And that 1-2 punch combo that him and Jalen Warren had was very good this season. So I think most likely he'll stay. But you never know what can happen. You never know what can happen. We've seen a lot of different things happen before in the NFL, but I think he'll probably stay most likely with the team. Now moving on to James Pierre. James Pierre, I think you got to bring him back. I think he's 28, 29 years old. I think 29. He's a little older, but he played his best season as a cornerback ever. I think he played very good last year for the Steelers. I was very surprised by it because, when James Pierre was first with us, it didn't work out too good. He got cut, he got released, he came back, got cut, got released. I remember that game he had against the Broncos. We went out there and he had the interception to win the game for us. That was, I think, Big Ben last season as a starter, as a player in general like that. But he went out there, he played some good football last season like that. He had a very good pass coverage grade. His passer rating allowed was like 40-something, I think, as well. He did a very good job, had an interception last year. I think 13 pass breakups last season as well. So I wouldn't mind James Pierre coming back. Now, I did make a video on Steelers Syndicate channel. You can go watch and see, talking about Nashawn Wright, talking about Jamil Dean, and all the different other guys we could bring in free agency who are cornerbacks. You're going to bring in somebody in free agency unless you draft somebody else. But bring back James Pierre or something Samuel, one or the other, or both. I think would be a cool decision to do things too. But I think James Pierre is definitely a guy you want to bring back and maybe see what else you can do. Now Kyle Duggar, we're going to see how Kyle Duggar how things kind of go, because he's Kyle Duggar is what? He's like, I think might be 30 years old. I think he is 30. So Kyle Duggar is going to be a situation where the Steelers can see maybe bring him back, but he also has other options as well in free agency, like Brisker. Jaquan Brisker from the Bears in free agency could be a good fill-in. He's younger as well. Cameron Curl in free agency could be a good fill-in too. He's younger as well, so you can look at those guys. You also can look at Wheatley, Penn State safety. Like, they can draft another guy to bring in, or you can trade for a guy. And my thumbnail, I did have Micah Fitzpatrick, because Micah Fitzpatrick, they said it was rumored that the Dolphins might shop him and might trade him away. I think him coming back to the Steelers would be good, because we first seen the trade happen last year where Ramsey got traded. I thought it was Alex Highsmith who got traded there, and we kept like Minka Fitzpatrick, but it actually was Minka Fitzpatrick who got traded there for Ramsey. But I was hoping that we see Minka and Ramsey on the same team. Imagine those two guys, the way they command the field, like a field general. Both of those guys on the team at the same time would be very good. So I will hope that the Steelers go back and try to bring back bring back Minka Fitzpatrick to pair him with Ramsey. I think that help out a lot. That would help out a lot, open up so much more for defense, and that'd be kind of clean to see. Like, they have that going on. Like, they're having, Jalen Ramsey, Minka Fitzpatrick. Because you can put Minka at safety with Sean Elliott, and you can have Jalen Ramsey playing nickel. He's playing more up close like that, playing in the box. He blitzing in, he's doing different things, and man coverage, zone coverage like that, and playing close to the ball like that, where he thrives the most. Because at the beginning of the season, they had him doing that. Then they kind of forced him to play a lot of safety. Now, he did a solid job at safety, but I feel like they kind of like missed him out on some of those plays, because Ramsey, they had him playing too far off. Like, I'm like, yeah, a playmaker like that, you got to put him close to the ball. Just like Polamalu. I'm not saying Ramsey's Polamalu, but like Polamalu, my favorite player ever. The reason I'm a Steelers fan, the reason I'm a football fan in general, like that. But he made plays because he was close to the ball, like that. He played close to the ball. He played on the line. He played in the box like that. He had him up there close. They'll blitz him in and different things. He create mayhem. Like that. Ramsey had that playmaking ability as well. You got to play him close. So if you wanted to trade and get Minka Fitzpatrick back, I don't know how much it would cost. I know the Dolphins cut. Oh, what's up, Jared? What's up? I know the Dolphins cut. They cut Tyreek Hill, say $22 million. They cut Bradley Chubb. They save a lot of money from cutting guys. They're trying to trade away Minka maybe as well to clear some more money up. So if the Steelers was looking, they cut him, then we could definitely bring him back. I know he wanted to come back, but he never wanted to leave. But if they don't cut him and the Steelers can trade for him, I think a 4th-round pick might be able to do it. You never know. A 4th-round pick might be able to do it, depending on how you want to get rid of the contract, depending on how the contract thing goes. The Steelers say they pay majority of the contract or something. A 4th-round pick might be able to get it done. You bring Minka Fitzpatrick back where he belongs. You have him in the backfield with Deshaun Elliott. You have Ramsey up there playing nickel. JPJ on one side. James Pierre, you bring him back, and then you bring another cornerback in free agency as well. I think the defense and secondary would be cool, because the Steelers team is really not that bad. A lot of people make the Steelers team seem like it's like horrible or something, like the team is just a bad roster. Like, the only thing that's really missing, of course, the quarterback is not a solidified spot. It's always ever changing every season for us. And also, just maybe a few pieces, maybe add another D lineman up front. You maybe can add some more depth in the like the secondary and stuff, but mostly the scheme. It was the scheme that kind of hurt us a lot at the times too as well, offensively and defensively. Like, sometimes the scheme kind of hurt us. So I think the Steelers add those pieces, they could be back on track. So we'll see on what happened like that. This is on free agency. This is for myself, so I can put the time stickers. Yeah, I think it's about 9 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Next topic. Next topic is let's see what we talk about. We had a draft. The draft stuff. I might do them on last a little bit. But let's see. Oh yeah, the trade rumor, the big trade rumor. Y'all seen that trade rumor about C.J. Stroud? They're saying that C.J. Stroud could possibly get traded, and guess who is one of the teams that are landing spots for him? The Steelers. They said Steelers could possibly trade for C.J. Stroud if the Texans are shopping. There's a lot of rumors and reports going on. I've seen that happen earlier. It was last week I made a video about that, and like it was like rumors and reports happening, saying like rumblings that C.J. Stroud could possibly be on the trade market. As you guys know, his contract, I think he has a 5th-year option to pick up. It's going to be $7 million. He's a first-round pick. So a $27 million contract pickup for him for his 5th-year option. He's entering year 4 right now. So you have that and another year on his deal. And he probably been looking to get around that Trevor Lawrence type money or that money Tua got. Because he's looking at like his counterparts. Even though his stats and numbers haven't been the best on the past 2 seasons, they've been declining. But he's looking like, hey, I won a playoff game each of my seasons starting. Tua to win a playoff game, Trevor Lawrence to win a playoff game, and they're getting paid this much money, so I want this much money. So his asking price is going to be up there, most likely. But I think I don't think it'd be a good idea for the Steelers to trade for that. I know that they had the Steelers being rumored to possibly be a team if they did shop out C.J. Stroud. I don't think that'd be a good idea. Because C.J. Stroud, I know Mike McCarthy probably could bring the best out of him and do a good job with him like that, being a quarterback whisperer. We've seen the quarterbacks he develop over his time as a coach. But I don't think that'd be a good idea for the Steelers to bring in C.J. Stroud. Because C.J. Stroud, he's cool and all, but I don't think that'd be a good idea. I don't think it'd be a good idea to bring him in. I also see like Kyler Murray trade rumors as well. Kyler Murray is, like I wanted him a few years back. You guys know on the channel, I made the video talking about Kyler Murray. I wanted to bring him in onto the Steelers maybe like 2-3 years ago. I got the red on right now, like the Cardinals. But I wanted to bring him back in like maybe 2-3 years ago. But now I don't know because the money's too big. Now if he gets cut and Aaron Rodgers is not looking to come back, or even if Aaron Rodgers does come back, because who would say like I know most free agents want to come and start, but if he gets cut, it wouldn't hurt to bring in Kyler Murray on a little deal like that to see how things go. But in terms of trading for him, I don't think you should do that. The only person I would really trade for, it have to be like somebody polarizing, like a Lamar Jackson or a Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. I trade multiple first round picks. I trade everything for them to get them, of course, to bring them to the team. But if it's like somebody who's like iffy, like a Tua or a Kyler Murray, C.J. Stroud, you're like, I'm not trading for that because I don't feel like they'd be a good idea in the long run. But we'll see how things kind of go. We also seen a rumor that I had, I think about 2 weeks ago, I made a video about that, by Derek Carr. It said Derek Carr coming out of retirement, and they had the Steelers, another landing spot. Every quarterback that ever lives like that, from now on, like that, until the Steelers find him a quarterback will be a target or a landing spot for us. But Derek Carr, I'm like, no. Derek Carr, maybe like 5 years ago, but not now. He's been retired. He didn't look good even when he was playing actively. So now he's retired, coming out of retirement. After that injury he had, too, as well. I think he had an injury to his shoulder or something. He's going to come out of retirement and try to play. He's not going to turn out too good for us. If we make that move and get Derek Carr, he's still under contract too, so you have to trade for him. And his contract money is still pretty good too. I'm like, nah, it's not a good idea. Mac Jones, it depends. I don't know if the Steelers trade for Mac Jones, but Mac Jones would be solid. I think he'd be a pretty good person to bring in. But most likely, I can see the Vikings maybe looking into that a little bit. So we'll see what goes on with that. But free agent quarterbacks, Malik Willis would be a guy I'd be interested in. We're on this channel right here. You guys can go back and see. You know, I always have the evidence. You can go back and see on this channel. I wanted Malik Willis over Kenny Pickett. I made a video about him. I made a video about Kenny Pickett and Malik Willis. I said Kenny Pickett, he had a great year, but it was only one season. And I know Malik Willis did, of course, play at Liberty, so Liberty is not the best school in the world. But looking at them from a standpoint of just the eye test, stronger arm, faster, more athletic, and more cerebral. I was like, Malik Willis had him beat in a lot of categories. The only thing Kenny Pickett had maybe over him was height. That's the only thing. I think Kenny Pickett was a little taller than him. That's the only thing he had over him like that. Malik Willis had everything else. And now you see Malik Willis developed into a pretty solid quarterback the past 2 seasons playing with the Packers, getting a few starts and a few wins as well. I think if he was to go out there and bring somebody in, you bring him in, I think he'll shine pretty well in Pittsburgh. Steelers got some weapons. They add another receiver, and we'll see how things kind of go. They trade for Josh Allen. Hey, Josh Allen, if he was available, you got to trade. I'll trade my 2 first-round picks. Anything the Bills want. Anything they want. Because there'd be nobody I'll be like, oh, I don't want to keep this guy. There'd be nobody like that. If you get a top-level quarterback like a Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, or Burrow, there'd be nobody I want to keep. I'd be like, you can have anybody on this team. You can have AR2 if you want him. You can bring him in there too. You can have our owner. And we get one of you guys like that. So there'd be nobody on the team that's safe. Like it's one of those players. I'd be like, I love TJ Watt. I love the Joey Porter Jr.'s. I love DK Metcalf and all these guys. But if we're getting Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson or a Joe Burrow type guy, oh yeah, I'm trading them for him for sure, like that. But I don't think the Bills would trade Josh Allen. That'd be dumb. We've seen the Mavericks trade Luka Doncic, so it wouldn't be crazy that we've seen people do before. But I don't think the Bills are that stupid like the Mavericks was. But yeah, I think Malik Willis wouldn't be bad. Malik Willis would be solid to bring in if the Steelers wanted to go and find somebody else. If Rodgers didn't come back for this year, but even if you did like have options, you see Malik Willis like, I have another shot for a guy like that. Should I take a chance on him? Maybe I should get him right now, even over Rodgers. You never know. Like that, I feel like you maybe go young because he has the wheels. He has the deep ball as well. Like that, I feel like McCarthy is a good quarterback whisperer like that as well. So you can kind of develop him into a pretty good player. So that could be something that you can look into. Oh yeah, mic tap again. Next topic. So the next topic, let's see what the next topic is. Let's see what we got. We discussed the trades from our team. Herbig. Now Herbig and JPJ, I don't think JPJ getting traded. JPJ probably get a contract extension, most likely. He's entering year 4 of his deal. He came in the same draft class with Herbig. So JPJ entering year 4 of his deal. The market value for him, actually, let's see. It got to be at least like 20 million, right? I think. Joey Porter, doing his contract right now. He was second round pick, yeah, second round pick. So never mind, he got the 5th year thing. What's the market value? It got to be at least 18, 20 million, right? They said between 15 to 20 mil can be market value, spot track. Okay, yeah, that could be definitely doable. And then Nick Herbig, his is kind of around the same too as well. So we'll see. But I think Nick Herbig's main thing is more play time, because you see what he did as a rotational player. Man had like 2 or 3 forced fumbles, 7.5 sacks, and he had 2 interceptions as well as a rotational player. So imagine if he got opportunity to play, as a full-time starter, and what the sample size would be. I know he plays in the run a little better than he did last year, but not as good as Alex Highsmith, but it's still good enough. I think the main trade candidate might be Alex Highsmith. Alex Highsmith is a good player, but when you're looking at Nick Herbig and how young he is, TJ Watt would have been a trade candidate maybe. I love Watt, but his contract's too big, so I don't know if they'll be able to move that contract. But TJ Watt, I think it'll be here next year, of course. But I think Alex Highsmith could possibly get traded. I thought it happened last year, but I think maybe this year could happen because of the injuries, and also Nick Herbig looking like a stand-up. You paying him $20 million, you want to be a rotational piece. I'm paying him more than Alex Highsmith or like that, or around the same range. I want him to be out there playing. And Jack Sawyer, the way he's played too, will kind of influence that a little bit because he played well. He had 3 sacks last year as a rookie, and he had 2 interceptions as well like that. Made some plays too. So you see the way he's played, you like say I can have TJ Watt on one side, Herbig, Sawyer as a rotational piece, and I can just draft somebody else because we do a very good job in drafting the edge rushers or bring a veteran in. But sometimes you gotta make sure the veteran buy in. Because somehow, remember last time we had who's that, Melvin Ingram, I think. We had him on the team, and he was like, man, what's going on? I'm like, we're not going to play you over Alex Highsmith or TJ Watt, so you have to buy in. But he didn't want to buy in, still had to release him, so bringing a veteran edge rusher might not work. But just bring in somebody else, you could draft somebody else in and keep things going. But Alex Highsmith could be a trade candidate. Now, I can definitely see it happening because I'm looking at it right now, I'm like, yeah, he's cool. He's playing good football. His contract is pretty good too as well. So the only thing that really kind of nagged him a little bit is the injuries that have been happening in the past few seasons for him. He missed a good amount of time, but I think the Steelers might look into trade him away. You never know. You never know what can happen. But I think Herbig and Joey Porter Jr. gets paid. They gotta get paid. You can't let those guys go or let them get to the last year of their deal. That's the worst thing you always do. You let a player get to the last year of their deal, the market is open. It drives the value up even more. Because like Belichick, Belichick was a horrible GM in terms of drafting talent. I'm gonna say overall, but he did when you hit on some good talent, like you got Tom Brady and the Rob Gronkowski's and Vince Wilfolks, Rob Nikovich, and all those great players he got, the McCourties and stuff, all the good players that he drafted. When you hit on those players, then it makes up for everything. But in terms of like overall, we look at Bill Belichick overall, like the Patriots drafting, it was not that good. He had a lot of draft busts, a lot of guys who just picking just random people. But one thing he did good was he always paid them early. He's smart. He paid Gronk early, paid these different guys early to always pay them early. He never let them get the last year of their deal where things can get hectic and stuff. The Cowboys, when they traded for George Pickens, they probably should have extended him. I feel like extension would happen. Like you could maybe like offer him some big money and extended him, try to save yourself in the long run. We're gonna see how things go because right now we're seeing them put out stuff about George Pickens. I seen somebody say, "What did the Steelers try to sign George Pickens back?" That'd be funny. I would definitely take him back. You had DK Metcalf on one side, George Pickens. That'd be very funny. The Steelers try to sign George Pickens back and bring him in. But it's gonna come down to see exactly how much his asking price is gonna be. It's gonna be up there, at least $28 million a year, maybe $30 million a year. I know the Raiders got the money. The Titans have a lot of money. They have the money for it too. They can let a lot of those free agents go. They ain't got to re-sign too many of those guys. They let a lot of those free agents go because, like, you ain't winning with them. So you might as well let them go in free agency and bring in some new guys in. So you might be on a different team. But the Steelers was to spin the block and go back to George Pickens. That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting right there. I wouldn't mind it, but that'd be funny like that. They usually when receivers leave, they don't really come back. I think the only person, they don't really come back because Juju didn't come back. I know he got injured. He came back from an injury, but I don't think he left and came back like that anything. But yeah, using Steelers receivers leave, he did not come back too often. So we'll see how things go with that. Let's say Stephen Curry out 5 more games. Yeah, that knee injury for his. Next topic. What we have? Oh, almost forgot. Next topic. What do we have? Let's talk about the draft stuff, and then we end it off with the Pittsburgh dramas that happened last week and stuff like that been going on. But the draft, I think the top candidates right now in the draft, what the Steelers going to do, they're going to probably go out there and get most likely get receiver first round. Receiver either first round, second round. I think receiver, D lineman, quarterback would be a high need, but not in this draft. When you look at the draft landscape and you see the quarterbacks in the draft, you look at it like there's not really too many guys out there like Drew Aller and Nesmeyer and Ty Simpson. I keep seeing Ty Simpson's name pop up. He played 1 year. Now I know he did a good job, but he played 1 season. Oh, what's up, Byron? What's up? But he played 1 season. 1 season. Ty Simpson played with the Alabama, which was good. That's the only time he started. Kenny Pickett played had one good year in Pittsburgh. We drafted him and it turned out too good either. So unlike Ty Simpson might turn out to be good. If it's the third round, I'll probably do it. But first round pick, I can't take a chance on the quarterback first round with too many question marks still around. So if I'm the Steelers, I'm looking at saying, quarterback is a top need in the draft, but maybe not for this draft. Just keep it, maybe for next season or something. We'll find somebody out, figure something out. Maybe Will Howard might emerge or something. But I'm like, you got to go out there and either get and build a team up. Receiver, D lineman. We got was it Caleb Banks from Florida? He's gonna be good. Caden McDonald. Look at those guys. You look at Jacoby Lane, a receiver from USC. He plays just like George Pickens. I think you have him, Denzel Boston. You have, of course, Mikhail Lemon. He might be gone before we get a chance. And Carnell Tate might be gone before we get a chance, too. But, yeah, all these different receivers in the draft. Probably receiver and D lineman, probably the top 2 needs. And then cornerback. Linebacker as well. You can add more depth there because we got Peyton Wilson, Patrick Queen. But you can add somebody else there, too. It'd be cool. He said Omar Cooper first round. But the Steelers got to see, they got to see what to do, though. Omar Cooper, he was at Indiana. Yeah, that's one that was playing in the, he's 22 years. There's somebody else too. It's another receiver. Not missing. That was mentioned too as well. But yeah, 22, 6 feet, like that as well, like that. Like I feel like there's a lot of receivers in this draft. You can't go wrong with too many receivers like that. And Steelers need one of those route runner type guys. Omar Cooper falls in that range. Jacoby Lane, now he's more of a physicality type guy, so he wouldn't fall in the lane of the route runner type guy. But Mikhail Lemon, that's a route runner type guy too. So Omar Cooper, Mikhail Lemon, Carnell Tate, good route runner as well. I thought we need one of those shifty guys like we used to have. When he had Antonio Brown. They said Johnson was like that too, but he had moments where he got in his head too much. But having one of those shifty guys, we already got DK Metcalf with the physicality. He doesn't play as physical as George Pickens, but he does the going down the field, catching the deep passes and stuff. We need somebody else who can mix it up and be a chain mover a little bit. So I think one of those guys would be good, but don't take a quarterback in the first round. I keep seeing that. People keep saying Ty Simpson. Like, no. Do not take a quarterback in the first round or you're going to be in trouble. We've seen it happen many times before. Take a quarterback in the first round and you mess yourself up. Like, okay, what's going on? just stick to the script. Stick to the script and just go with receiver, D-line, depending on who the best player available. Like if the receiver is ranked higher than the D lineman that's available, take the receiver. If it's the vice versa, take the D lineman. Like that, for like those top needs right there. We can get one of those top receivers and get like a Caden McDonald or get like a Caleb Banks, one of those top D linemen. That'd be good. That will open up a lot more for our offense because we already got Derek Harmon who did a good job as well last year. And the Steelers' run defense actually was ranked 12th last year. It could have been top 5. Some of the scheme was bad. Could have been top 5 run defense, but it was ranked 12th last year. I feel like our run defense can get better and better. We add pieces and keep adding guys, linebackers who actually can hit the hole. Now, Patrick Queen is a cool player. Peyton Wilson, cool player, but they don't play as physical as they should play. Patrick Queen tried to do it too sometimes, but it's some linebackers in the draft I feel like who can go out there and play physical. Kyle Lewis, I like him. He might be a hybrid type player, though. He played a run well. He plays in coverage well. That's one thing I like about the coverage, so I wouldn't mind drafting him later round too. But also get another linebacker who can be a thumper. So we'll see. Zach Cooper Jr. will be there. And the other two probably not. Yeah, because Carnell Tate gonna be gone. Because the Titans need a receiver. Giants, depending on what happened with Wendell Robinson, because they have elite neighbors, Wendell Robinson, probably take another receiver too. Titans gonna take a receiver. Browns as well. So Carnell Tate, Mikhail Lemon, Denzel Boston, they could be gone. Jacoby Lane might be still there. Maybe. I know Omar Cooper could be there still. But most of those guys gonna probably be going like that because a lot of teams get receivers up high in the draft. So we'll see how things go. I hope some guys fall down, but D lineman receiver and D lineman probably top 2 needs right there. You add those, trying to build a team up. So when you do get a quarterback in here that's going to be a franchise guy, he have a defense. He have a run game. The O-line, interior O-line could be something too. Ione could be a guy you can bring in too. So it could be interior O-line too. But I feel like quarterback should not be something you should try to go into. So McDonald probably won't be there at 21, but I wouldn't mind if it's attack on the first round. Yeah, he's from Ohio State. He's highly graded. So I think most likely, looking at him, trying to see because the Vikings probably because I think they're gonna get rid of Jalen Hargrave. So the Vikings got a higher pick than us. I think they could definitely gonna look to try to bring him in. Possibly I don't know the Browns would because they got Mason Graham last year, but they could still add more there a little bit if they wanted to. But Titans could definitely look into that too. So it's gonna be some teams out there. The Bengals probably looking at that too. They have a higher pick than us too. So McDonald could be gone. Caleb Banks, I like him too, but McDonald is more of a run stuffer. He can play it. He can be an anchor on your D line. So having him out there, he does a very good job like that and holding the line front. We see him beat double teams and everything up there like that. So having him, he kind of reminds me of Jordan Davis. I wanted Jordan Davis to be a Steeler, but the Eagles got him. I also wanted Cooper DeJean to be a Steeler and Jalen Hurts to be a Steeler, but the Eagles got him too. I wish they was on our team, but story for a different time. But I think having a guy like that would be good. Caleb Banks, he's more of a pass rush type, D lineman type guy. Very aggressive, control aggressive like that. He does a very good job like that, being physical hands. So I wouldn't mind him either. But Caden McDonald, I think, will fit perfectly what we're trying to do. Stopping the run and running the football. And then we add interior linemen like Ione, because Siamalu might be done in Pittsburgh. I don't know. I like Siamalu. He plays very good, but the injuries, and he's getting a little older too. So the Steelers could maybe add in interior lineman. But that's probably the top needs. Just overload the team up with stuff in free agency. Extend some contracts too. And also overload the team up with talent, free agency, in the draft. And then worry about quarterback when time comes like that. So we'll just see how things kind of go with the Steelers like that. But yeah, that's most of the news from like the draft stuff. Now the drama stuff, I don't know what they was doing with that. I seen the podcast last week, with Cam Hayward. That's when the Steelers had the little they had the Super Bowl thing. They had all different players there and stuff. The Steelers need a dominant defensive lineman. All the pressure can be on the edge rushers all the time. Yes, because you watch some of those games. I know like the edge rushers like TJ Watt, they're getting paid the big bucks and stuff. But edge rushers not gonna. The edge rushers really like they'll play like 50 snaps and get like 2 sacks, which they only really won 2 out of 50. But like sometimes they make those plays that like disrupt stuff. The main thing is getting pressure up the middle. Like Cam Hayward's doing a good job like that, getting pressure up the middle. But Derek Harmon, he's getting a run game now in pass rush. He's still getting better and better with that. Y'all have Black. I get better and better, kind of been the same thing. But we need a Caden McDonald would be a perfect guy, perfect anchor up there. A guy who can play the run perfectly, a guy who can get pressure, a guy who can like make it where things getting they're caving in, so it helps the guys on the edge. Look at the Seahawks. The D linemen they got up front, those guys create havoc like that. So it made it easier for when those guys they were sending blitzes in. Remember when they sent in Tariq Woolen the blitz in? They seen different guys to blitz in. The edge rushers they were able to feast on not Mac Jones. Drake May in the Super Bowl like that. They were able to get there, get to him, get pressure because they had that front. Like that, they had that front. On the Broncos, got their D line in front as well. They can get pressure up the middle. When you get pressure up the middle, it's very dangerous. Like Aaron Donald was so great. Aaron Donald was one of the best of his generation like that. He can getting sacked as a D line like that, getting double-digit sacks as a tackle up the middle like that. He's moving around the line and stuff like that. So he's in the wide 9 and all type of stuff like that on the line and making things happen like up the middle, and it creates mayhem up front. The Steelers can get that, be consistent with that. Oh yeah, that gonna be very good. Our man Gold, like McCarthy said in his press conference, he said it's still the same thing. You want to stop the run, you want to run the football, you want to make the quarterback job easy. You see Aaron Rodgers thrive under Coach McCarthy, win those MVPs and stuff. Rodgers had talent, of course. Rodgers was a very talented player, but also having things around you easy like that. So we can get the stuff going, and we can get like the D lineman built up, and we get the O line built up. The O line already doing good. It was ranked 8th in pass blocking. Now run blocking got to get a little more consistent, but it was mostly I think due to some of those bad play calls that Arthur Smith was doing, like those outside pitches and some of those things like that was kind of messing things up. But if we can get that going and win the trenches, you're good, because the young quarterback that come in there, whoever you bring in, will have the defense, and they also have an offense like that as well, like the offensive line that can protect them and make things easy like that. You got to win. You need the trenches. You have to have the trenches. So right, the pressure has to come from the front 3. Yeah, you can get pressure up the middle right there. It's dangerous. The Seahawks Super Bowl game, watching that, a lot of fans didn't like it because like, oh, it's low scoring. Me, I loved it. I love watching defense and just seeing how they were just feasting. They were just feasting up the middle like that. Drake May. Now they should change the game plan a little bit. They should have Drake May throw the ball a little faster because he was holding the ball forever and they were just coming right there. Like they're getting pressure in his face. He can't do nothing. You're getting pressure up the middle and on the edge where like you can't do nothing. I think we've seen him make mistakes and turn the ball over too. So if Steelers can get that consistently, they can be good. Because last year we seen some flashes of our defense being very good like that, but you gotta be consistent. So we see how Patrick Graham does calling our defense. But yeah, the drummer stuff, I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, like Joey Porter Jr. Joey Porter Sr. Him and James Harrison and Big Ben. I think it mostly came from like just trying to. I think Joey Porter Sr. was trying to defend Coach Tomlin's legacy because like the way James Harrison could have said most of that stuff while Coach Tomlin was still playing. He said he waited till like after he was playing, after he retired and stuff, to kind of say that stuff more and more about Coach Tomlin. Coach Tomlin retired instead of just just like letting it be or something. But I don't know what their situation was. I know Coach Tomlin didn't want James Harrison on the team anymore like that, but he didn't want to do it in a disrespectful way. He tried to like get him out the team and do it more in a way of like showing respect to him, like saying, he's not gonna come back here, like putting that out there instead of saying we don't want him back and stuff. So there's a lot of just miscommunication I think between them. They said they talked and stuff, but I was like, yeah. And the Big Ben stuff, we all know about Big Ben. Big Ben was never, like I mentioned many times on this channel before, even when he was playing, Big Ben was never a good leader. And that's why people said Aaron Rodgers not a good leader. He comes to the Steelers. I'm like, we already dealt with Big Ben for 18 years. Big Ben was never a good leader in the sense of like leading the team. Now, in terms of like being a good teammate, I have no idea. I'm not a Big Ben teammate. I never played football. I never played for the Steelers, so I have no idea. So if Big Ben was a good teammate or not. I know some people say he's a good teammate, but relationships can be different. It can be like, oh, I have a relationship with like for example, he said former players only meeting. Yeah, they need to have one of those. Like for example, I can have a relationship. Oh, I have a relationship with Jared Devil. Me and Jared Devil was cool teammates, but Jared Devil and Tony didn't have a good relationship. It can be like that sometimes. Everybody don't get along. It's a locker room. So Big Ben, he could have been a good teammate, a great teammate. Some people, maybe a bad teammate to some people, but I don't think he was a horrible teammate in terms of like the whole thing. Now, in terms of him as a leader, like I mentioned many times, he's not a good leader. He used to throw his teammates underneath the bus on the radio show. On the rest, he used to have like that. He used to talk about all the players and the receivers. And him and Antonio Brown used to bump heads. I'm surprised Antonio Brown said Big Ben's a good teammate. At first, he said Big Ben was a horrible teammate. Then he said he was a even worse teammate. He act too arrogant and stuff. And then he said he was a good teammate. So Antonio Brown, very crazy. But I feel like it just depends on the relationship. Joey Porter Jr. only seen Big Ben when he was younger, so maybe he didn't have a good relationship with him, and then Big Ben may have changed like that. Mason Rudolph didn't have a good relationship with Big Ben either, because Big Ben didn't do him like right like that. I know it's not your job to build up, the backup quarterback, but like Shannon Sharp said before, he said he made sure his backup tight end knew everything that he knew, because he wouldn't be a good teammate if he didn't teach him. Like if he goes down and the guy don't know what to do like that, because he's trying to like keep information so you won't get ahead of him like that. So I feel like as a teammate, you be like, okay, I'm gonna make sure this guy is ready. Even though I know he's playing for my spot, which he was gonna take your spot, Big Ben, but he playing for your spot. I'm gonna make sure he's ready. So if I do go down, he'd be ready and prepared just as me, so we can go out there. But a lot of things, some quarterbacks like Joe Flacco did the same thing to Lamar Jackson. Ryan Tannehill did the same thing to Malik Willis. It happened many times to like different quarterbacks. They feel threatened. I thought they're like, I don't want to help them. Aaron Rodgers, which is crazy. Aaron Rodgers helped Jordan Love. Him and Jordan Love got a great relationship. They always talk about each other all the time. He helped Jordan Love. Brett Favre did not help him. Brett Favre said, like, no, it's not my job to help him. He can help himself. So some quarterbacks do different things. If I was a player, I'm going to make sure he's right, because I'm for the team. So if I get injured, I'm going to make sure the guy behind me is ready and ready to go. He said Ben became a better person later on when he found God. Yes. I think he mentioned that. He said his wife. When he met his wife, I think she helped introduce him to, he got into church. Got more talking about God and Jesus and stuff like that, and kind of got himself back on the right track and stuff. So Joey Porter Jr. only really seen him at the beginning, so he really, I don't know when the last time he talked to Big Ben, but he don't really seen him like the beginning, so I don't know if he like seen anything like his change or anything. Daniel Boone saying anything. Look at the 2 alcohol-related incidents, felony charges later in life compared to when Ben was younger, so that one grew up. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, like that. So I don't know if he was saying his stuff was big, because like he's saying it's like some foul stuff. I'm only talking about the legal stuff that happened between Big Ben, or he's talking about just in general like that. But I feel like like teammates gonna have different opinions like that. So they should just call each other. Like I know they was on a podcast and stuff, and they brought the names up like they should just like if he had a problem, should have been handled like that. Call them up or something. Like God, they most likely got each other numbers. Like guy people, like because I know James Harrison said he talked to Joey Porter Sr. They could just call him up. Like that'd be easy. Like instead of putting in the air like that, they should just call him up. But the Steelers can never go one, even though they don't even play no more. We can never have one season of no drama. every season is drama for the Steelers. Like that, never have one season of no drama. Every year gonna be something. But luckily these guys don't play for us, so we want to answer those questions. But we'll see how things go. But I do hope Coach Tomlin do an interview, like a little interview, a documentary or something. Maybe next year or something. I feel like his story is always great. His story is great like that through his tenure. That'd be cool to see. But they should just call each other. I gotta do just call each other like that instead of saying, you know what, we're gonna podcast and air this out right here. Just call them. Just call them. Pick the phone up and call them. But that right there was crazy. They said days are Steelers. That right there should be funny. It was like keeping up with the Kardashians, the Steelers. Taylor Brown, Big Ben, that saga they had. I was like, and Juju and stuff, that saga right there was like crazy. I was like, come on, guys. Like, it was like every time we had a headline, they said, Juju Smith-Schuster doing this. Taylor Brown did this. Big Ben said this about Taylor Brown. I'm like, guys, I can do that, but just say it in privacy so they won't make it a headline and become a distraction. Imagine the coach got to answer questions about TikToks. Like, when Mike Tomlin had to answer questions about Juju TikToks. I'm like, come on, guys. Let's just keep this stuff about football. Let's play. He said, it seems nothing more than jealousy from Porter Sr. I don't know. I know Porter Sr. He did mention that he said Big Ben gave me he said Big Ben helped me get a ring like that. But I don't know if he was like because like the stardom because Big Ben did come out the gate. You know, before he got there, they didn't win anything like that. You know, Big Ben came out the gate, helped them win like that. Now I know I criticized Big Ben on the later part of his career because they turned the ball over a lot. I remember the Browns game and all the other games and stuff. Turned the ball over a lot like that later part of his career in the playoffs. But in terms of like winning, he was like entering his prime, in the mix of his prime. He was popular. Sometimes being a young talent, we see it happen many times before. They get popular. You know, a lot of different things happen. So every quarterback is arrogant. Like a lot of people mentioned before, every quarterback is going to have a little arrogance to them. Tom Brady, even the greats like Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, they might hide it, but like people mentioned before, everybody got a little arrogance to them. So if you're a great player, you got to have that extra confidence. You got to be like that, but I can make every throw. I can do this like that. And plus, when you go out there and you win a Super Bowl your second year, of course you're going to have a confidence like that. You should have it. So I feel like they just made each other at the wrong time. Porter Sr. met him at the wrong time. He was young like that. Different stages of their career and their life. I feel like they probably could easily just solve this. Like James Harrison said, they could solve this easily just via phone call. The only thing I didn't like was James Harrison disrespecting Coach Tomlin's legacy. That's the only thing I didn't like. You know, talking about like Coach Tomlin. He said Keith Butler was a great coach, but he said Coach Tomlin was not a good coach. When you say that, you contradict yourself very bad. I'm like, Keith Butler. Don't get me wrong, Keith Butler was cool, but we seen him as a physical coordinator. When he was calling the defense, it was not good. I think Keith Butler was cool, maybe a good coach for position wise, but I'm like, come on, man. Like, you can't disrespect the legacy. 8 division titles, 19 winning seasons. They had 13 playoff appearances. 13 playoff appearances. He had, I think 13 or 14 seasons of 10 wins at least. He had like 7 of them where he had 12, I think 11 plus wins. 6 of them with 12 plus wins, like that. So you can't like AFC Championship game multiple times, 2 Super Bowl appearances, Super Bowl wins. So I'm like, come on. And Deebo, like both of you guys are great players. Like great. Coach Tomlin was great. Deebo was great. I don't think now the way things are going now too. I wonder how the Hall of Fame gonna go. The Hall of Fame gonna be very crazy because since Belichick didn't make first ballot Hall of Famer. I love Coach Tomlin. Sean Payton. I don't like Sean Payton, but Sean Payton's a good coach. I love Andy Reid. All those guys right there are great coaches, but I don't think gonna be first ballot Hall of Famer because you're looking at like if Belichick, who had 7 Super Bowls, 8 Super Bowls. I'm gonna say 8. He had 2 as assistant, 6 as a head coach, and he didn't make it first ballot. Then a lot of those guys ain't gonna make it first ballot. They probably get in maybe a year or 2, but they ain't gonna make it first ballot. I'm like, it's crazy. And Big Ben, he should be first ballot, but now I don't know. I have no idea because the way they do things differently, with some of the stuff, they might mess it up. He should be first ballot, but you never know. Yeah, Deebo is too in his feelings about Coach T. Yeah, I still know what's going on with that. I guess it's like something that happened with they said back in 2015. I'm like, yeah, go ahead and let it go. I'm like, yeah, go ahead and let it go. Like, I think it was like, I don't know. I guess he just didn't like maybe because Coach Tomlin wasn't direct with not wanting them back. I don't know what's going on with that. You see, I watched James said a few days ago about the situation. He said on the last thing I seen was. I don't think I watched him. I watched his response clip. We're talking about the Joey Porter Sr. thing. I think on the Joe and James Harrison podcast. I need to watch the what you can say about the Coach Tomlin thing because I still understand what the the issue was with that. I thought it was cool at first until that happened. I was like, oh, I was surprised by that. But I think the Hall of Fame gotta find a way to fix that though, because I think Coach Tomlin, Andy Reid, especially Andy Reid too. Andy Reid should definitely be first ballot. But now looking at it now, you might say maybe not, because Belichick didn't make it. Because then when Brady comes up for the Hall of Fame, they said Belichick didn't get in there because they say he was cheating. So Brady comes up in the Hall of Fame, like, what about Brady? Brady was a part of the Deflategate and all that stuff, so that affect him. It probably won't affect him. So I don't understand why they didn't put him in the Hall of Fame first ballot. The commissioner should have stepped in and said, put him in there. Like kind of like the commissioner did for the NBA All-Star game. They said, Kawhi Leonard not in the All-Star. Put Kawhi Leonard in there. Like that, so they just put him in there like that. That's what you gotta do. But I don't know what's gonna happen next year. But Big Ben should be first ballot. But we'll see what the NFL Hall of Fame committee do. Guys who never played at the Hall of Fame level. Because it should be fellow Hall of Famers. Like the top of the top Hall of Famers, like Jerry Rice's, the Joe Montana's, some of the greats, Ray Lewis and stuff. They should be the ones voting for players to get in the Hall of Fame. They played against them. They played against the legends. Deion Sanders and all those guys, Rod Woodson. They played against the legends. They should be the ones voting in people. But for some reason, they have like media members and stuff. They might ask me in 10 years, like, you want to vote for Hall of Fame? Like, no, I never played football. I can't be a Hall of Famer. They be getting the randomest people. Be like, what? They got a radio host voting people in the Hall of Fame. He's talking about legacy. I'm like, you can talk about the sport, even if you don't play the sport, of course. But in terms of like putting somebody in the Hall of Fame, that should be reserved for the people who actually went to football heaven in the Hall of Fame. That should be reserved for them. I still don't understand that. The same can be said about Lawrence Taylor and what he did. Yes, I'm like Lawrence Taylor. Well, he was building a snowman. Building a snowman. He was on that dirty white. Lawrence Taylor was playing high. He was doing a lot of stuff off the field. He was doing stuff on the field too, as well, like that. But if the media likes you, they'll bypass everything. Just like Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens, he messed some stuff up, of course, in the locker room, but he never did anything criminal. But there's some criminals in the Hall of Fame. People who was raping people, people who was doing drugs. Even Michael Irvin literally stabbed a man in the neck with some scissors, like that. Now, Jerry Jones don't use a settlement to cover that up, but he stabbed a man in the neck with some scissors. He got in the Hall of Fame first ballot. So they like you. They put you in the Hall of Fame. But like they don't like you, they find every little thing. Like Terrell Owens, like he never did anything illegal or criminal wise. So he was just playing, and he did a little too much, maybe a little too assertive, like that, and abrasive like that, with his own personality. But he should have been first ballot too. Taylor Gates, they did him dirty too. They had to wait, I think, year 2 to get in there, like that. Sterling Sharp, they finally put him in there last year. He should have been in there, like that. That man had first team all pro selections like 2 or 3 times over Jerry Rice, like that. They should have put those guys in there. I'm like, yep, Ray Lewis had the case too as well, like that. He made it. So if they like you, they'll put you in there, like that. They'll find like, oh nah, we'll look past that. But they don't like it. They'll find every little thing. Like, well, he didn't show up to practice. He used to do this. I like the way he threw the ball. I like the way he walked. I like the way he dressed. They'll find any little thing to keep you out. But that right there is crazy. But what we at right now? 40 minutes? Oh yeah, I went overtime. That's good though. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll be back. I'm trying to see. I might be back because I'm trying to see on Saturday. What am I doing on Saturday? I don't think I'm doing anything on Saturday. I might be back on Saturday. Maybe Saturday night. If not, it'll be probably no, can't be Monday. Maybe Sunday. Actually Sunday, yeah, because I think the only thing I'll do is go to church. Yeah, go to church. And then I come back home. So yeah, so Sunday, I might do on Sunday. So I'll see you guys on Sunday probably. LC Greenwood hasn't made it yet. And he didn't get into, yeah, so some people like, you like looking at their stats, you be like, man, why this guy in the Hall of Fame yet? It depends on the media presence. Like if you like talk to the media, if the media likes you, you're popular, and you get in there, but they don't like it, they'll find every little thing to keep you out. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Be like and subscribe for more content. And I'll see you guys on Sunday. Probably Sunday night. I don't know what's gonna be on. Maybe some basketball, but I'll talk about some. I might do a basketball video, maybe. Or maybe a football video. I know some free agent stuff. Stuff might happen. Some guys might get cut or something, but I'll do some video. Be on the lookout for that. I'll probably go live on that day. But thank you guys for tuning in. And I'll see you guys then. Peace out.